On another battlefield, Shapur is leading another charge personally as Lord Alizada, and his men watch from afar. One of them comments that Shapur is treated like a hero by the commoners, which might become a problem later on. But Alizada responds that a heathen will never be able to truly win over the hearts of the people. As such, they can dispose of him at any time, for any reason they choose. Meanwhile, Shapur muses to himself that he's just a useful pawn. The scene shifts to year 434 of the solar calendar. Lord Alizade and his aides are discussing Zexen and the grasslands not being a threat, due to them not having recovered from the war between the Firebringers and Harmonia yet. However, the Free Knights of Camaro have been on the move recently, so Alizade's strategists suggest they take the opportunity to go on the offensive and invade Camaro. Shapur is the only dissenting voice, saying that their soldiers are already exhausted from the constant skirmishes and a war with Camaro will be pointless. This enrages the others around the table who accuse Shapur of being a spineless heathen, and Alizada also reprimands him and tells him to consider his position more carefully, being a heathen. Eventually, the fat and slovenly king agrees to the proposed plan. As Shapur gazes over the city, he questions why he became a knight in the first place. The new king is a moron, and the other knights are vain and care only about appearances, while the common people who volunteer to be soldiers are just seen as disposable pawns. The scene shifts to a camp on the battlefield where Hou and Orhan are arguing because Hou has apparently spent all their money to celebrate a stranger's marriage and child being born. Another man points out that it's Orhan's fault for letting Hou handle the money to begin with, and Hou cheerfully says they can just make some more anyway. As Hou points out that there are a lot of grasslanders in the camp looking for mercenary work, owing to the destruction caused by the True Fire Rune. About 10 years earlier, Alizada's knights enters the camp. Hou notes that Shapur looks different from the other knights and identifies him as the famous Azure Lancer, the heathen who managed to become a general. As Shapur addresses the grassland troops, he spots Hou and his companions in the crowd, noting that they're different from the others. Later that day, a small carrion boy is carrying water through the camp when he accidentally bumps into General Darius. As Darius attempts to cut off the boy's head for this slight, Hou jumps in and stops him from pulling his sword out, warning him that the Koreans are fiercely loyal to their own tribe and each and every one of them is about to draw their swords on him. Shapur steps in and tells Darius that since the Koreans are under his command, he will reprimand the boy for his disrespectful actions. As Darius finally relents, Shapur thanks Hou for his assistance and asks his name. Later that night, Hou comes to speak with Shapur, asking why he isn't drinking with the other knights in the large tent. Shapur responds that he'd just make everyone uncomfortable if he did join them, so he'll stay outside. He asks Hou where he's from, and Hou says that he's from the island nations, but he left when he was 13 years old, and these days, he mostly travels the world with his two friends, occasionally doing mercenary work. When Shapur asks why, he just says, because it's fun. He gets to see different places, meet new people, experience new food and drinks, even music, and none of it is ever the same as the other. But more than that, it gives you a new perspective on life and it makes your worries seem smaller. As Shapur contemplates Hou's words, they gaze up at the night sky together, and there's a feeling that something is about to change.